Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, we are going to see about ConfigParser. So ConfigParser is nothing but a library which is used to read and write config files. So config files, what's the need of a config file? So like config file, what we can use it for, you can give some credentials or even the host name. So in this scenario, I have given some examples of networking devices host name. So each has one section, and in each section, so that will inside that you can give more key value pairs. Like in this scenario, I have given host name, IP, username, password, and device type. And for multiple devices, you can separate it as a separate. You can keep it as a separate sections, and also you can add some other sections which is common for all things. So the thing is you can have this global section which is global for all the devices inside this config file, which is nothing but timeout. So in case you are taking some SSH sessions or something like that, and you are collecting the logging files, so what is the output of the log files for all these devices, so that we can mention here. So it's our use case only. Based on our use case, you can give this. And you can also have config files for kind of a DB connection. Say you are connecting to different DBs like SQL DB and a different instance of SQL DB. So for that, you can separate it as a different sections, and you can use it. And also the other use case of config files is you can differentiate between the environment. You can give all the credentials and you can give all the details inside a same file, but you can separate it using the environment. Say for development, you can create a separate section, and you can provide a host name details and credentials for the development environment, and you can add another new section for production. So like that, you can differentiate between these sections, and you can read the file, and you can access the values as per your requirement. So in summary, right? So the config parser will help you to separate configuration from the code. So instead of giving everything hard coding inside the code, so that this is the main reason for this config file. So if you are keeping everything inside the code, say you need to do some modification, so you have to modify. So first things first, why we are using any variable. So say you are initializing that a is equal to 10 or host name is equal to router 12 inside the code. That is one step of making it that is still hard coding, right? Everything is inside the code. So you are just moving out all these constants outside the um, file, so that you can change it. You don't need to touch the code. Instead, you can change all these device variables or something config variables outside the file itself, and you can keep it organized. So whenever you need to add another section, say you want to make the script work for another set of devices or another set of environment, so you can add a section here, and from there you don't need to change the code, so that the code is modular, and everything is well organized here. So you just need to know for what all devices this code is working for. So on those cases, you can come and visit here. So this is the main reason we are using this config parser. So let us just see the functions that are present in this config parser. So first we will import the config parser. Config parser, inside this config parser class, there is a constructor called config parser. So we are just initializing and taking the object out of. And the next thing is like you need to read a file. So the config parser supports two what do you call two type of files. One is .ini and .cfg files. Like both are similar, so you can mostly they are similar. You can use any one of the types. So the supported types are .ini and .cfg. So I have a .cfg file here. Let me just read it. And just to no, like explore some other libraries. Like we'll just import the OS module and we'll just get the current working directory. And you need to read the file. So I'm just giving the full path here dynamically. OS.join we are using so that you can give multiple paths which will be clubbed into a single. So slashes and all, it will added automatically. This is a string, so I'm just giving this as a string. As of now, what you have given is you have imported the package and you have got the class ready and you are just giving the input file for reading the config file. Let's just run it now and check. So it is able to read the file. And next thing, we'll just read each sections. So there are multiple attributes or methods that is available here. So we'll go and see one by one. So say first thing we'll just read the content. So these are all the methods which is used for reading the content. You can use config.get. Say you know the file structure. So in this case, you need this device 2's host name. You can just give the path for it. So the path would be device 2. So that is the section name. So this has to be in the same order. So device name, section name would be the first, and what is the key you want to give. So that we can give it here. So I'm just printing this. So you have got it as which one. Let us check whether this is the correct name. Yes, which one is the correct name. And likewise, you can get it as a you can assign it to a variable, and say you are going to connect the devices using SSH or some other by means. You can use this, and you can take the input from the config file. So this is how we used to get a single values. You can also club all those values at once. Let's see that. So I am just giving it as config. Okay. Okay. Now 1 second. They just keep using the internet. I'm not closing it. Okay, so you are able to see here, right? If you are giving it as based on the type, you can also get entire section values like this: host name, switch, IP, and as a key value. But since I have returned it, so it's actually an object, and I'm just typecasting it as a dictionary. So if you want to typecast it as the list, you will get only the keys. So let us just see here. Okay, so here you are able to see, right? It has returned all the keys. So if you need as a key value pair, you can convert it as a dict and get it out. And for a single object, you can for a single value, you can use the config.get function. And there is something called config.sections as well. So it will just print all the sections. So this is the config.sections. Okay, so I just access that object. So now, since I am calling it as a method, I am able to return the sections. So there are four sections here: device one, device two, global, and device three. So these are all the sections. So mostly for reading the file, these are all the things you can use it. And we'll just see how to modify the file or add a new section or something on those lines for the config parser. So you can add a new section. So there are multiple ways. So first we'll see one method. So you can add a section like using this add section method. So the input you can give here is you can give this section name. So I have added a section name here, and once upon that you have to give the config.set. And what you're giving, the first element should be you have to give the section name, so which is nothing but device 3. And like key value pair, say you are going to add a host name for it, right? So I'm just following the same template here. Host name is switch 13 or something like that. I'm adding it, so it will just add the key value pair for the switch alone. So let us add for the remaining variables. So I'm just going to copy it. Let me just copy this. So I'll just modify the key value pairs alone. So here the next variable should be the IP, username, password, and device type. Let me just change it. So NX, or simply I'm just giving. So I have formed a structure out of it, and I can just write it. So again, it's simple, like how we open the file or use it, right? So it's same as that. So here I'm just using the context manager. So I am giving the path here. Okay, so I have to read the file and I have to write the file. So here what I'm doing, I'm just like a kind of reusing, instead of reusing, I'm just initializing the file name again, right? So instead what we can do is like you can create a variable here and you can put this inside this, so that you can reuse it. You don't need to call again and again. So here we'll just give the file name alone, config.read file name, and here as well I'll just give the file name. So 1 second. I don't know like what happened. Yeah. So config file. No. So now you can, what you can do is you can write config.write. So like you read right using config.read. So this is the config.file, and you can give the file object here. We call it fp, right? So that we are um, mentioning it here, so that this will write the file. Okay, I have mentioned, I didn't mention the type, right? So we are writing the file, so it's kind of overriding only, but it won't delete the existing content, because we have already read the file, and all contents, older contents, has been stored in this object, and you are just modifying the object by adding a new sections here. So this will take care of this. So let us just simply run this script and see. And before do that, I'll just show you, we don't have anything called, okay, sorry, we have device 3, right? So let me just name it as device 4. So you don't have anything called a section called device 4. Let us just add it here. So we'll just go and see. Okay, it didn't add the sets, right? So let's check, let's debug this. I've added a section here, and using set, sorry, yeah, my bad, I didn't change it here. It's all device 3, right? So it has modified the content. So say here we have added a section called device 4. Let us just remove this as well. Okay. So here the reason why I've modified it is, whatever your section you're adding a new section, that section only, like, you have to give it here. So I previously was reusing the older section, so it got updated for all the variables, source name and I, everything got updated. So that's not a problem. So this is how you will add a new section, and using the config.set, we are just adding the key values pairs to it. Let's just see that. Okay, so now if you are able to see, it has added a new section called device 4, and its host name, IP, username, everything has been added here. And again, what we can do is, like, once this, after adding, right? So I am thinking of removing one file, sorry, removing one section. So what I can do is, like, remove section. There is two options, remove section and remove option. First, we'll try to remove the option first. The inputs we have to give is section name, and from that, say I want to remove the device type, I can remove it using this means. Okay, section 4 already exists, right? I'll just comment this code. I'll just comment this from device 3, I'll remove. Okay, let it be device 4. Okay, so we have removed the option for device 4, and from device 4, device type. So okay, fine, fine. My bad. So again, what you have to do is, like, say if you are modifying the changes, right? Like, you have to write the file. So whatever changes you have done. So this is we are just moving, doing all these changes inside the object, right? So you have to edit it. So let's just see here. Okay, see, if you're able to see, every other thing has device type, and only device 4 doesn't have it. So we'll just try to remove whole section as well by using this remove section. I'm just going to remove the entire device for itself, which I created. So we'll just see. See, it has removed the entire section. So we have seen how to add a new section, how to add the key value pairs for that section. how to remove a section, how to remove a separate option alone. So for even for adding section, right? Like there is some other way. Like you can configure an entire dictionary. So this is the object, and you are just adding a key here, right? Device file, and you can initialize it as a new dictionary. It is nothing but a dictionary, right? Host name, it's the host name, switch one file, and you are adding some more keys, username, something like that. You have added it here, and if you are writing the file now, like you will be able to see that. I just missed to comment this. We have already removed this, right? No, you are able to see, right? It has added a new section. So this is some other another method of adding. So we have seen for the summary. What we have seen is we have seen how to uh, initialize the config file using the config parser to get the config object out of it. And from the config file, you are able to read it. For reading it, we have used the config.get method. And for the config.get method, what things we are giving is like we have to give the section first, and what are all the what is the key you need for it, and you can store it into a variable as well. So likewise, you can store multiple variables and use it in your script. And and also what you can do is like you can parse it, like you can use for loop for cfg in config, like that you can put inside a for loop, and you can just print the sections alone. So here it will print the sections alone here, and based on that you can convert it as a list or a dictionary. To get the if you need a dictionary, then all the key value pairs you can list it here. So we'll just see that as well. Okay, see, it has printed everything, all the keys, but if you need it as a okay, yeah, I got. I've been using the iterator directly. So for the key, in order to list all the key value pairs, you can use this. Yeah, thank you guys. Feel free to like, subscribe, and comment on my video. We'll just meet at the next video. Thank you. Bye.